So my husband and I kind of feel like we might be coming down with something. We didn't feel all that great yesterday, but we went on our hike anyway, and we managed to do okay. We stopped at Panera on the way home for some chicken noodle soup, and so we just sort of took it easy for the rest of the day. And then today, still not feeling so great. So he stayed home, and we've pretty much done a whole lot of nothing today, just trying to feel better. One of my big things is that I go to court on Thursday, and I just want to make sure that I am not sick because I would like to be there in person if at all possible. So we've just been taking it easy today, and I just got some vegetables into the oven to roast for some soup tonight. So it just happened to be that we had a really delicious soup on the menu for this week, so I'm making it tonight for us. I'm making a zucchini soup. It looked really, really good. It reminds me of the viral feta pasta, but it's zucchini and a soup and not tomatoes and a pasta. So maybe it's not all that close, but you're baking a chunk of feta. Thankfully, this looks like a fairly easy and quick recipe. So once that's done in the oven, I'm going to blend up some soup for us. I'll probably go to bed early tonight. I don't really know what I was thinking. I tried to put all that in the food processor, which is not a blender, and I just spilled everywhere. And I have a stick blender, which is what I should have done in the first place. So now I'm going to blend this soup. But it's looking pretty good so far. So far I'm feeling okay. I think I'm definitely fighting something off, but I don't feel sick. I don't feel like great. I'm a little sluggish. I'm a little more tired than I should be. So I definitely, like I said, I think I'm fighting something off. But I'm grateful so far for not being sick. I am coming to terms with something though. I feel like every time I pick up a camera, I'm like, I'm going through a really hard time right now. I have really bad mood. I'm just struggling this morning. And I'm coming to the realization that that's not going away. What I was perceiving as an occasional bad mood or, occasionally feeling down or upset is actually quite lingering. And I've been like trying to fight it, right? And trying to push forward and just kind of feeling like it was something that I'll get past, but I'm not really getting past it. And I'm really kind of struggling with this a lot more than I was giving it credit for. So I definitely think that I need to do something about that, because watching my footage over again and editing these videos and recording my life every day has made me really see it in like crystal clear vision that I'm struggling a lot most days. And I don't want to. I don't want to anymore. Good morning. It's been a hot minute since I've recorded anything. And you could probably tell right away, I'm not feeling so hot. Now, unless I had said anything, I guess you could have assumed that I woke up feeling pretty sick and not great suddenly. But I actually haven't recorded anything for the last week. I'm not entirely sure where to start with that story. I have been noticing, especially over the last couple of months since I've been recording so much of my life now, and I never used to do that, that I have been having these pretty cyclical mood shifts. And I may have mentioned it. I have definitely mentioned it in recordings. I don't know how many of those I have kept in my videos. I don't remember how much stuff gets cut out with editing. But I have been noticing and I have been commenting that every time I go to edit my videos, I'm rewatching something that's 30 days prior, 2 weeks prior, and I'm complaining about a bad mood. I started to realize that I have more bad moods than I do good moods, or at least it certainly seems that way. It seems heavy handed on the bad moods. Sometimes it's just grumpy, sometimes it's sad, or I'm overly hard on myself. All of that is just preface to say that last week I took a nosedive and I was in a pretty bad way. I have never had it so bad before. I've never had such a bad mood. I was worried that I was falling into a deep depression. And yesterday, when I woke up feeling a little bit normal, it was a big relief to me because I was a little bit worried that this was going to be a long-standing thing. I was crying every day. I was falling asleep crying. I was waking up crying. I felt worse than I think I've ever felt before. On top of that, I was getting sick last week, and halfway through the week, that really hit me hard. And yesterday I woke up with not much of a voice. Those two things together made a pretty awful week. But I came to a realization that something needs to be done. So this morning I actually made an appointment with a doctor. I'm going to give it a couple of days so that I can feel a little bit better. But I'm going to go in and talk about the pretty intense anxiety and depression that I've been feeling off and on. I'm going to see what the doctor has to say. I'm going to explore some options. Ultimately, I am at a point now where I feel like I need some stability. I don't have stability, and it's really, really impacting me. I have a few other things going on in my life that I don't think we're still ready to kind of talk about, that are definitely affecting that mood and bringing me down periodically. One of which I have sort of talked about, which is my lawsuit with the contractor for my kitchen. That is still ongoing. Last week I also had a court date for that did not go the way I was hoping. So still ongoing, still something that I'm having to put time and energy and thought into. It's a lot right now. It's a lot. And I agreed to start filming my life. Yay! One of the reasons that I knew something was really wrong, aside from like the constant crying, was that I stopped eating, basically. I wasn't really hungry. I was forcing myself to eat lunch after skipping breakfast. I really noticed a huge shift in my appetite. That's not like me. I've mentioned before, I have a tendency to emotional eat. So seeing this shift in me where I wasn't eating anything and I didn't want to eat anything was actually kind of scary for me because that's not my normal coping response. I lost over 3 pounds this week, but that's not a healthy way to do it. If I could have not experienced that, I would have traded in that weight loss in a heartbeat. But, there were a couple of those flags that really made me say, hey, you need to pay attention. You need to do something. So that is my plan. I am going to do something. Obviously, I haven't done much else. I have not been going on walks. I feel pretty awful. I have not been doing a lot of things. We did manage to take a bunch of cold medicine yesterday and drag ourselves to the store. And here's the aftermath of that. They had a sale on sugar-free candy. I love these things, but one, they're sugar-free, so you definitely have to be careful with how many you eat. And two, 2 pieces is about the same calories as I've been having for like dessert at night. So it'll take me ages to go through that many bags. Also on sale was this protein Pop-Tart
basically. I've never had legendary foods before. I don't have a lot of faith that this is going to be very good, to be honest, but I'm going to eat it for breakfast this morning, and I'm going to go see how much I can do before A, I feel too ill, and B, it gets too hot because we have another heat advisory coming in this week. So I at least wanted to check in since it had been a week since I had done any filming and let everyone know kind of where I'm at right now. And also, I'm just trying to get back to a little bit of normalcy. I'm going to claw my way back very slowly. So the bad news is that I'm still sick, but the good news is that one, I am on the mend. I seem to have my voice back a little bit today, and I feel a little bit better after sleeping in and just trying to stay hydrated and take care of myself yesterday. The other good news is that I spent all day video editing yesterday because I couldn't really do much else, and I'm almost at real time. Yay! So I will probably be going back to a weekly upload schedule here shortly, and have a little less to do during the week, trying to make sure that I'm not falling super far behind on things. So that makes me feel pretty good despite feeling pretty bad. I am tired of pop and cough drops, but feeling significantly better today with a combination of Dayquil and cough drops. I think I'm going to survive. I'm feeling a lot better both physically with my cold and mentally. I know that I'm doing okay because I just got an email from the surety bond company for my lawsuit. It's actually from their attorney, and I didn't flip out. Previously, any sort of mention of anything stressful, I have had just a disproportionate response to it lately, and I'm doing okay. So I'll take that. I'm feeling a little bit more stable. I'm just gonna take that and run with it. I'm also noticing a desire to do things again that I haven't been doing. I haven't done my nails in over a week, which seems maybe kind of trivial and dumb for me to focus on. But when I lost my ability and my desire to do any of the things that I regularly love to do, that was a big red flag for me. And just not wanting to sit down and do my nails was a little concerning for me. That and not wanting to eat anything. I think being introspective and recognizing the things that are out of character for us individually is really important, and I was noticing those things. So right now I have some dinosaur chicken nuggets in the air fryer, and I'm going to eat dinosaur chicken nuggets because that's what I feel like eating. I did buy things to make egg roll in a bowl for lunches this week, and I will get to that when I get to it. But today, I'm actually going to have this. And also, it's left over. One of the nights last week, we ate dinosaur chicken nuggets, mashed potatoes, and gravy. And so we actually have the leftovers that I need to eat up. So I'm just gonna eat that for lunch. It's what sounds good. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm going to watch an episode while I eat, and I'm going to paint my nails after I'm done eating. And then at that point, I think I might feel a little bit better. So one step at a time. I was naive and thought I was feeling better, but I was just on meds. And now what I've gone and done is I have wet nails and I can't get into my Dayquil. So I don't feel better really in my head right now, but I do feel better. I feel kind of like myself again. It's the little things, right? It's just the little things that are helping me feel some sort of semblance of normalcy. I can't really describe very well the way that I felt last week, other than feeling like I had like a total mental breakdown. It was really, really bad. So feeling a little bit more normal and doing things that I like to do and being able to present myself in a way that feels like me. It makes me feel better, not just because it makes me feel better, but it's making me feel some normalcy. So I went with yellow and topaz, kind of a theme. Tried to be bright and sunny. It is bright and sunny, very hot today. I'm gonna try to figure out how I can get some medicine, go stay in a cool room for a little bit, and drink, because I don't think I've had enough to drink today. Yesterday afternoon, I developed like this horrible sinus headache that is just not really being touched with any medication. And I thought maybe I would go to sleep last night and wake up better, but I woke up with the headaches. So at this point, I'm just hoping that it doesn't turn into a sinus infection. And I have a lot of pressure and a lot of pain in my face right now. But my Dayquil has kicked in. I'm feeling okay. And so I'm hopeful that I only have maybe a couple more days of this, and I can be better by the weekend at the latest, because we do have hikes that we need to do this weekend, and I can't get around it. So the other update is that I just got back from my doctor's appointment, and he does want to start me on a dose of sertraline Zoloft. He did confirm that I have quite a bit of anxiety, things that I just kind of always attributed to my personality until recently are issues that are affecting my quality of life right now. So I will be going and picking up that prescription in the next day or so and starting that for the next month. And then he'd like to see me and kind of see where we're at after a month. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm feeling really divided right now. Part of me is like worried about going back into that place that I was last week. You know, if I can take something that will help me with that, then that's great. The other part of me, I don't know. There's still this stigma. I'm not one to usually feel like these things should be stigmatized, but there's a part of me that doesn't want to have to take this. And I don't feel that way deep down. That's a surface level thought, right? Deep down, I know that there very likely is a chemical imbalance that I need help with. And that's not my fault. But there's this surface level of like, oh, so now you're going to go on Zoloft. But I think most importantly right now is to see what happens after taking it for the next month, and see how I feel. I actually slept in, which is not something I can do very easily, but didn't wake up until 9:30, which is crazy. I did wake up at 6, but I was able to fall back asleep. So aside from a little bit of a lingering cough, I am noticeably feeling better, and that makes me feel a lot better. Last night, my husband and I managed to tag team together and cook a healthy dinner. We're just sort of rotating through our favorite recipes, and we made some cashew basil chicken lettuce wraps, lettuce boats, I don't know what you would call it, but they were nice and light and easy to put together. It felt nice not to be in such a haze that I couldn't really even think about, what to make for dinner. Still on the mend, still just trying to get through each day at this point, feeling a lot better and feeling a lot more hopeful about a lot of things.